Hey, it's Jody. I have 100 things on my brain, and I was like, you know what? Make a video. Let some of that out. We just took the dog for a walk around the entire campground, and there's this one spot where we go where every single time I get to that part in my walk, I feel so connected. I feel so relaxed and free and so connected to my own inner being that all the heavy thoughts leave and all the insightful thoughts come up. And I almost sometimes I'll tell Wyatt I gotta go get a download, and it's not a download because it's not anything external. It's more of an upload from my heart into my head. Like, no, this is what you need to be aware of, right? I've been meditating a lot more again, and I had gotten away from it for a while, and I could see the difference of myself, not having that stillness, not having that time to just connect to me. And it's so funny because I remember I was 100 things on my brain. I warned you at the beginning. I used to think meditation was like a Buddhist guy, like sitting here like this, legs crossed in the yoga pose, totally in silence. And it's really not. It's really just any time you let go of all the external and just get within yourself. It's kind of almost just pulling yourself back into, no, I'm in this body. I have this brain and this heart. And this is who I am. And this is what I think. And this is what is happening with me right now. And it's just pulling yourself into yourself and grounding back into you and letting go of all the other things. One of the topics that was huge on my brain yesterday that I wanted to teach about is letting go. Letting go. I have so much in my life today because I let go of so much before. Everything I am now and everything I have now is a result of being willing to let go of other things that I had, other things that I was, other people in my life, other experiences in my life. I've had this narrative running in my head. Not narrative, that's not the right word. I got that from a conversation I had last night with someone. That's not the right word for what I mean right now. I had this ongoing awareness in my brain over the last 2 days that I might want to write a book. And I've had the idea to write a book in the past about different topics. But now it's a different feeling. It's an awareness that I might want to write a book. Teaching all the lessons that I have learned in the last few years. And so one of these awarenesses that came up in the last few days, I have a friend who was having a very rough day. She was feeling very affected by external circumstances, and she really needed to talk to me. And I pretty much was kind of stern with her, and I said, that doesn't apply to you. You have to understand that you just make a decision. You say, you know what, that's happening out there, but that doesn't apply to me. And you move on with your day. And if you can't make that break, if you can't cut that energy, if you can't decide that doesn't apply to me, we're not going to be able to get a lot further with this conversation. I don't know how much I can help you because that's where it starts. And that's what I'm going to keep telling you. Shut it off. Stop reading it. Stop listening to it. Stop meeting with them. Stop. Let go. Let go. Let go. And so then yesterday when I was taking my walk, I had this awareness that we sit here where we are today in this moment, and we want things, we desire things, and we don't understand that we're only going to get more of what we have if we stay the same. And we have to be willing to let go in order to make room for something new to come in, for us to grow, for us to change. You have to let go in order to receive. And it's that same thing with money. As soon as you start giving freely, the right thing for the right purpose, with the right energy, with the right intention, you will start being open to receive. As soon as you don't even have to give, you just have to change your awareness, and you have to open your doors. Okay, so you might not have any money to give someone else. So I'm not saying necessarily you have to give money in order to get money. Your energy has to be open going out in order to have something come in. So as soon as I start feeling like, oh my God, we don't have enough money, how am I going to pay the bills? How are we going to do this? Everything shuts down and nothing can come in. And as soon as I take a breath and, all right, relax. You have everything you need right now. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You know you've got this coming in. You've got that coming in. It'll get here. You know, no big deal if you pay something late. Today I have food. Today my lights are on. Today I have electricity. Boom. My energy shifts. Everything opens up. And then, sure enough, money comes right in. And I've watched that happen 100 times in my life. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm going in 7 directions, but I just had so much, and I haven't made a video in a while, and I just needed to get all this out. You have to let go in order to let in. And connecting to yourself, really, really. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. How much of it actually applies to you and your life? Last year, in 2020, I got really fired up about some stuff. And it's necessary. We need more of us fired up. We need more of us bringing common sense to this world. This world is a hot mess. But we have to work on ourselves first. If we don't fix ourselves first, we can't do anything about that. And the easiest way to fix that is to fix ourselves. And go within. And put up walls, put up boundaries to what doesn't apply to you. If it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. Don't bring it in your awareness. Now I'm thinking of 15 different things, 15 different steps I could teach people to get peace in any situation. There's things coming down the pike. We see it in the media every day, right? And I'm pretty cut off from media, but I still have a very keen awareness of what is happening. I don't not watch media. I specifically choose what media I watch. And I watch different things on different days. And I have very strict rules about what I let into my awareness. And when I see I start letting in too much, I step back. I pull way back. I don't have notifications on my social media. I have to make a conscious decision to go open an app and look and see if there's notifications. I don't just have any notifications on my phone. I set my phone down, don't look at it for hours and hours. I'm very strict about what comes in. I've taken control over this. That's what I'm talking about. You have to take your control over this first. And stop letting everyone else tell you what to think, what to do, what to say, what to believe. Oh my gosh, the whole book is writing itself now in my head. I don't know. I don't want to write a book. I want to make art. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a course and I'll just do a live once a month and share my wisdom with people, and I don't know. Anyway, I feel like myself more than I have in a really long time. There's some huge shift happening again, and I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this year holds. You are allowed. 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 You are allowed to be whoever you want to be. You are allowed to do whatever you want to do. You are allowed to say whatever you want to say. This life is a temporary experience in your soul's journey. That was something I thought of earlier. The moment I had my shift, the moment it started, I always think, oh, it was such a gradual thing. I couldn't tell you when it started, but I know when I really had a shift in my thinking, in my comprehension of this life we're in. I was introduced to the idea. I always thought, being raised Catholic and then evangelical Christian for many years, I always thought that I was a human who maybe had a soul that maybe went to heaven or something after I died if I was good enough. And I read a book that introduced me to the idea that I had it backwards, that I'm a soul, eternal soul, who had decided to come in and have a human experience. And that was really weird. When I first heard that, I was like, that's weird. But it flipped the script. My whole life, I thought I was a human who maybe had a soul. And I sat with that. I can still tell you where I was when I read it. I was working in security at Walt Disney World, and they had some big construction project going on at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I was working an overtime shift, and I was in this temporary guard shack in the back of a parking lot at the back of Animal Kingdom Lodge, watching construction workers all night and, checking IDs of cars that wanted to go past my shack. It was very boring, and to stay awake, I brought a book to read to stay awake. And I can still remember standing in that little shack, just my mind being just blown with this idea that I could be a soul who chose to have a human experience. And I think that's pretty much where everything started to shift and where my whole long journey started. That would have been in 2006, late 2006. Early 2007. Yeah, something like that. It was Florida, so it was always warm, so I couldn't tell you what season. That kind of helps pinpoint time. I told you there were 100 things on my brain today. So much, so many things. I don't know. I just need to start talking again and be seen and be heard, and I'm being called to teach the lessons that I've learned in my life. I don't know why. I don't know why now, what relevance it has to anyone or anything. But when that voice comes up, when I get an upload from my inner self, I listen. That's how I got here. I have the most peaceful life I've ever had. 50 years in, I finally got it dialed in pretty good. I have a long way to go, but I finally feel like I'm on the right footing to do the rest. Does that make sense? And I'm feeling called to reach down and out and up and sideways and bring in anyone who wants what I have to share. So here we are. Feel free to share, like, whatever you do on whatever platform I end up loading this on. I love you. You're allowed. Have a beautiful day.